Page 217, number 2. Bread recipe uses 3 tablespoons of olive oil for every 2 cloves of crushed garlic. A says complete the table to show different sized batches of bread that taste the same as the recipe. B says draw a double number line that represents the same situation. And C said, which representation do you think works better in this situation? Explain. Okay. So, looking at our table, we have the original recipe. 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 cloves crushed garlic, 2 cloves crushed garlic. All of these, they're telling us different amounts of olive oil, and we're trying to figure out what amount of garlic would go with that. So, how do I get from 3 to 1? Well, I know that 3 divided by 3 equals 1. So, since I'm dividing that by 3, I would have to divide this by 3. And I know that 2 divided by 3 equals 2 divided by 3, 2/3. So, if we were doing 1 tablespoon of olive oil, we would use 2/3 cloves of garlic. Now, I'm trying to go from, I could try and go from 3 to 2, which sounds hard for me, or I could go from 1 to 2. And I know that 1 times 2 equals 2. So, I'm multiplying by 2, which means I'm going to multiply 2/3 times 2. I know that 2/3 times 2 equals 4/3, which is 1 1/3. 1 1/3 cloves garlic for 2 tablespoons. Now I'm trying to go to the 5. I can try and go from the 2 to the 5, or from the 1 to the 5, or from the 3 to the 5. I think going from 1 to 5 is our easiest bet, because I know that 1 times 5 equals 5. So we're multiplying by 5, and since we did the 1 by 5, we have to do the 2/3 by 5. 2/3 times 5 . 2/3 times 5 is like 5 groups of 2/3, or 2/3 of 5. Let's do 5 groups of 2/3. So I can do 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. That's 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10 thirds. I know that there are 3/3 in 1. 3/3, 6/3, 9/3. Running out of space. 1 more third. So this is 1 whole plus 1 whole plus 1 whole plus 1/3. I get 3 1/3. All right, I need to make some space. The last one, we're trying to get to 10. I could try and go from the 3 to the 10, or the 1 to the 10, to the 2 to the 10, and the 5 to the 10. I like the 5 to the 10 the most. Whoops. 5 to 10. I know that 5 times 2 is 10, so I'm going to do 3 1/3 times 2. 3 1/3 times 2 is like 3 times 2. which is 6, and 1/3 times 2, which is 2/3. So I end up with 6 and 2/3. All right, there we go. That's a lot of fractions. Holy smokes. I need to make some space again. That was just letter A. Letter B says draw a double numbered line to represent the same situation. This might be easier. I'm not really sure yet. So we're going to draw a double number line. On top we have olive oil. Whoops, that's ugly. Olive oil. And on the bottom we have garlic. Sorry, that's messy. Garlic. We'll start with 0 and 0. It looks like olive oil would be the easiest to go by ones, because it sort of is. We have 1, 2, 3, and then we have 5. So we'll go 1 olive oil, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I know some stuff from my table. I know that 5 goes with 3 1/3. I know that, I don't know what 4 goes with, but I know that 3 goes with 2. I know that 2 goes with 1 and 1/3. I know that 1 goes with 2/3. So we're counting by 2/3. 2/3, 4/3, 6/3. This is 7/3. Wait a minute. 2/3? It's not 7/3. Sorry. 2, 4, 6/3, 8/3. This one is 10/3, 12/3, 14/3, 16/3, 18/3, 20/3. Ay. Draw a double number line that represents the same situation. Done. C says, which representation do you think works best in this situation? Explain why. Honestly, I think the double number line works better, because we could figure out what we're counting by and then count by it. This math was sort of challenging when we had to keep multiplying fractions. And in the double number line, you don't really have to multiply fractions. You can just count by 2/3. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, I'm going to go with the double number line.